This is the Hoop House, a little white plastic hut on the University of Washington campus. Inside, it's a dripping mass of fog and full of very good intentions.
You ready?
We can scale anything up to per unit time and per unit area.
With a grant from the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency, these researchers are studying the best way to turn fog into water.
The other net we had up before this net that had the two V's in it. So in 45 minutes we collected over 1.2 liters of water off of it.
Turning fog into water is low-tech and ecologically friendly. It just takes wind and something to collect the droplets, like tall trees or a man-made plastic net. The idea isn't new, but the UW team's goal is to make fog collection more effective. Professors Susan Bolton and Ben Spencer became interested in fog during one of their trips with the UW's Global Health Department. They're studying how to help a low-income community on the outskirts of Lima, Peru. Water is key. With just half an inch of rain a year, the area has few trees and very little other vegetation. And the neighborhood isn't connected to Lima's municipal water system.
Right now, they're running largely on water that comes from the Andes, from the glaciers that feed the rivers that run through the city that the city has relied on for years. Sooner or later, the glaciers are going to be gone because they're melting very quickly. The tropical glaciers are some of the ones that are melting the fastest in the world.
They're losing water supply, their population is growing, they don't have any local water resources available, except that the city is covered with fog for 8 months out of the year.
Lima's fog, combined with its location near the coast, is ideal for making water.
You really have to have a major body of water and the wind pushing the fog up into the hills. Moving fog is the key component to being able to harvest it. It has to be blowing through the fog collector in order for it to accumulate. It can't be stagnant.
Although it's not meant to be a substitute for water supplied by a city, water from fog could help improve life here. Collecting fog effectively is essential. At the UW, it's a multidisciplinary effort, with team members from engineering, architecture, environmental and forest sciences, and landscape architecture.
So we're thinking about how the fog collection is subsequently stored, how it's then used to irrigate vegetation and used subsequently for household use. So we're using fog and the fog collectors to irrigate trees, which in turn can become fog collectors themselves, and then we can collect that drip from the trees in these public spaces for other uses.
We don't want to just invent a net or the net design. We're trying to develop a system, so we want to collect the water, store the water, distribute the water.
With an array of these fog collectors, you can actually begin to get a substantial amount of water.
So it's been a great example to me of sort of how if people just sort of talk to each other and start working together, we can really do some pretty cool stuff.